Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Lee Cole here. I got my wonderful friend Jeanne Kolenda. Jeanne, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And let's do a little housekeeping before we get going. You should be able to hear us, number one, and you should be on your screen seeing my screen, which has Ben and Jeanne. So if you can hear us and if you can actually see that, please let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise, we will set about fixing it.
I see Ben. I hear you.
Yeah, Ray says we're good to go. Awesome. So, Jeanne, let's
Yes,
just start
sir.
where we started. Now, guys, just so you know, this is going to be a webinar unlike any other that you've, unlike most others. Okay, I don't know what all you've looked at, but unlike most others that you've been on, and it may be easily one of the most valuable webinars that you will have attended, or if you're looking at the replay, looked at the replay of all year, maybe forever. Because Jeanne Kolenda she is to selling what, Jeanne, the only baseball players I know are like quit 10 years ago. Because I said Barry Bonds. I don't know if people know who Barry Bonds is nowadays anyway.
How about Freddie Freeman?
Okay, Freddie Freeman. She is to selling what those guys are to knocking the ball out of the park. All right. This woman is gifted. Gifted is a wonderful thing for the person who's gifted, but it helps so much to help other people. And that really requires somebody to sort of unpack the gifted person, whether that's the person themselves or whether that's somebody like me who's really good at teaching people stuff. So what we're going to do on this webinar, we're going to take Jeanne. Now, don't worry, we're giving her sedatives. She won't feel a thing. We're going to take Jeanne. We're going to dissect her on the table.
Oh, dear.
And I have her husband's approval, okay? I mean, everybody's kosher with this. Even the dogs are on board, right?
Yeah,
we're going to dissect her on the table.
He's sitting right here in the room with his cowboy hat. So
there you go. He's good with it. And we're going to figure out how this lady sells stuff. Because let me tell you something. This lady, I don't know, ice to Eskimos, coffins to dead people. She could sell, water to a drowning person. It's amazing. But again, being able to do something and being able to tell other people how to do things, those are two different skills. They rarely reside in the same person. This is why in baseball you have coaches. And if you will notice those coaches in baseball, yeah, a lot of them were major league players, but they often were not the very top tier. Okay, often they were kind of like the guys from sort of the middle of the pack. That's really true. Bobby Cox, what was that other guy's name? God, he was a third base coach. I actually met him one time. This is back when the Braves were really good.
I could ask Leon. He's a Braves.
Corrales. Yeah, I met him and his wife and his son one time. Really nice people, but these guys played either in AAA or major leagues, and the difference between them and the superstars is these guys understood how to do it and how to teach other people how to do it. So this is what we're going to do. Because let me tell you something, folks. If you know how to sell, Jeanne, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if your experience is any different with people that buy your stuff. If you already know how to sell, then selling Jeanne and Ben's thing, selling something else that you bought, selling websites, selling video marketing, whatever, it's a no-brainer if you already know how to sell.
Yep, that's true.
But if you don't know how to sell, it's really hard. So we're going to unpack this whole thing. Jeanne, tell me about that movie. We're going to start there.
Well,
she's been looking at X-rated movies, folks. Just joking.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, there's an old movie that was brought to my attention recently. And it had a great lesson for marketers, and it's called All That Jazz. And the guy the guy who started it, I think was the same guy that played in Jaws. Schneider, was it
Scheider,
Rob's?
Roy Scheider,
Roy,
I
yeah,
think,
that was
something
it.
like that.
And he was an older dance instructor, and so he gets involved with one of the young dancers, and she's very ambitious and she's got dreams, but she's not an outstanding dancer. But anyway, she winds up in a relationship with him, and then one evening, after they were together, she looks over at him and she's all emotional and almost teary-eyed, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy now. Now I can be a great dancer." It's like, because she had this relationship with the dance instructor. And it shows him kind of looking around, kind of looking at the ceiling and saying, he finally looked over at her and he said, "No, I cannot make you a great dancer. I can't even make you a good dancer, but I can make you a better dancer." And I thought
Exactly.
that was a great story to sort of capsulize how I feel sometimes when I sell 500 or 1,000 of something that I'm selling, and then the first thing out of everybody's mouth is, "Oh, how do I get a client? What do I say? How do I get a
Mhm.
client? What do I say?" And it just takes my breath away, because I don't ever have to wonder what to say. It depends on who I'm talking to.
Right. Don't
And
worry, guys. This is why I'm here. Don't start sweating bullets. Go ahead, Jean.
well, yeah. And so I can't make people great salesmen or saleswomen. I can't make sure they're good. I can make sure they're better, and then they've got to pull it together and think about this intelligently. And I think it's within the realm of everybody to be a salesperson. I really do. I don't care if you're shy. I don't care if you've never sold a thing before. It's all so doable. No, it may not come as naturally to you as it does to me, but that's okay. You can get better.
Yeah, let me cut in there for a sec. So let me just comment on a few things. Number one, I have sold stuff since I was 12 years old. That, no joke, is a half a century. And I'm not joking about selling stuff when I was 12 years old. I actually did. I sold Christmas trees and I also sold light bulbs door to door. I was an entrepreneur before people thought it was cool. So um, there's that. And my dad was in sales. I mean, the way I learned about sales, besides getting formal training later on in life, the way I started learning about it was just hanging around the supper table with my dad and the guys that worked with him, and where some people would be talking about baseball and stuff like that. All that conversation was about pitches and closes and objections and stuff like that. So I kind
Mhm.
of grew up in that world. Um, but I mean, just to talk about a couple of things. You talked about introvert, extrovert. I am an intense introvert, intense. All right. I mean,
Wow.
it would be fine with me if I had a bunch of books, I'd be okay. Even if I didn't have a bunch of books, I'd be fine. Like that movie Castaway, the movie
Yeah.
Castaway with Tom Hanks. That to
Yeah.
me looks like heaven. I mean, it really does. Except I don't want to be found. But that to me looks
What,
like pure heaven. That's how
what was the
much of
name
an
of that?
introvert
What
I
was the
am.
name of
But
that soccer ball? Wilson.
yeah, yeah, Wilson, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? In other words, I am an intense introvert. It has nothing to do with introvert extrovert.
Right.
And so there's that. But number two, audience, I'm talking to you. Jean says she can't make you a great salesperson. I got news for you folks. You do not have to be a great salesperson to sell stuff like the stuff that we talk about. For
That's right.
Jeanne's social posting stuff that she does, which I think is like the most genius way of building a business that I've ever seen, frankly, because it hits all my buttons, right? It's recurring, it's easy, it's needed, nobody drops out, it sets you up for upsells, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, for something like that, guys, you do not have to be a great salesperson to sell. You really don't even have to be a good salesperson to sell. And you don't necessarily have to be competent. All you have to do is just be good enough to get off your butt and go start talking to people. That really is all you
Talk,
need, because this isn't
talking
that
to
complex, guys.
Can I give you an example of something that happened this past week?
Please.
I just thought of it. Now, I'm extremely social. There's not an introverted bone in my body, although I do like alone time. But we were in Key Largo. I'd gone to a mastermind down in Miami, and Leon and I decided to roam a little while before going home. We're still not home, but we went down to Key Largo, and we are both singers. And he's a harmonica player and a singer. So we found a place that was doing karaoke, and it was beautiful outside. The weather was perfect, and it was a beautiful venue. And we were out there, and he was playing his harp, and we were singing and having a good time. Well, the guy that was the chef inside the place, he also was a singer. So he would come out when he had a break, and he was kind of winding down dinner service. He would come out and he would sing. And so I'm a foodie. And so I went over there and started talking food to him, with him. And we got all caught up in, seasonings, and do you use saffron in the sauce, blah, blah, blah. And I saw Leon looking over at me like, oh, brother, here we go again. Well, at the end of the evening, we had such good conversation that he said, do you like shrimp? And I said, yeah. He said, come back in the kitchen with me. I'm going to make you something special. And so I said, Leon, I'm going to the kitchen. And so he takes me back in the kitchen, and he starts just pulling out stuff. He's showing me these sauces, and he's cooking up. He made 2 shrimp dishes, and I went out and served some of it to Leon. I mean, it was amazing. I'm back there with this. Oh, and he was the personal chef for Governor Mike Huckabee when he was governor in Arkansas. This guy is a genius with food, and I'm having a great time. So we ate, and I took leftovers and put them in the refrigerator in the hotel. We had it for lunch the next day, and we hooked up on Facebook. And of course, I thanked him. But here's the kicker. The last thing he said to me on Facebook was, hey, will you talk to me about marketing? I've probably got a new client. I wasn't thinking it was going to be that. I just wanted the shrimp stuff with the saffron butter sauce, and the Cajun spice on it. But as it turns out, he wants to talk to me about marketing. And it was all because I had a big mouth.
Right.
And I just went over there, wasn't shy. And Leon was just undone because he's an introvert. And he just couldn't believe I disappeared in the kitchen. But you just never know where conversations are going to lead. I think that's my point. And that was a cool thing.
This kind of stuff happens to you all the time. But see, the problem with this is, it's not a problem for you. Problem with other people for this, it doesn't happen to them. And it's not that they're deficient. They're just different.
Well,
I don't know.
But, I mean,
it
can
could.
talk.
Okay, that kind of stuff, even though I am an intense introvert, that kind of stuff happens to me a lot because I have taught myself over the years. Remember, guys, I said 12 years old was half a century ago, so now you know about how old I am. I've taught myself over the years how to appear to be an extrovert, okay? So
Yeah, and don't
I
you
can,
find out interesting things about people if you just start talking to them?
Oh God, yes. Yeah, well, I actually love to talk to people anyway. I mean, I find the whole thing fascinating.
It
Um,
is.
but where so many people on our list get stopped is the following. They really, really, Gene, get stopped. What really stops people on our list, I mean, what underlines the whole thing is fear. And
Well, they
another
can't
thing that
repossess your first. They can't repossess your
hold on.
firstborn.
I know that, but hold on. The other thing that sort of forms the bedrock of the difficulty of getting this stuff going, it's fear, but it's also belief. You know, Gene,
Hmm.
I told you, and I'm not ready to announce this to the world yet, so don't announce it, but I told you I'm doing something totally new a few months ago, and it's going really, really well. And my son was asking me about it, and he said, "Man, you know, it's really cool how you're doing this, and it's going so well." And I said, "Look, son," and you know, Luke, look, son, I've already successfully started one business that anybody with half a brain would have told me that, man, that's impossible to do that. So my belief in this next thing is not an issue. I have 100% belief, okay, which makes it massively easier. But see, a lot of people, we get a lot of people on our list who they are trying to the way I say it to myself and the way I say it to like coaching students is they're trying to develop a new relationship between their life, their time, and their money, which really boils down to they're trying to learn how to make money in different ways besides the job way, right?
Right. Right.
And but then people are not taught to be entrepreneurs in school because teachers are like the polar opposites of entrepreneurs, right?
That's
So that
right.
would be
That's
impossible, you know. But and so people have zero understanding of what it takes to start a business, even a small one. The kind of skill they don't even know how to think about like stuff like that, right? But yet, but yet they really, really, really want this to work. And you know, Gene, a lot of stuff that I help people with is the basics of making this stuff work.
yep.
And
You're a better teacher than I am.
well, I'm a pretty good teacher, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, I know
I'll
you
just
are.
give you that. But the belief thing is a funny thing because you know I just told you that belief, and this is really true. Belief is a big part of what stops people because they are constant. This is part of what makes the shiny object syndrome. They're constantly sort of tiptoeing in the baby into the pool, right? But they don't
Hmm.
really believe they can swim, and they don't really believe the water is really nice out in the deep end, and they don't really believe they could ever get there. So they get out of this pool and they go, you know, tiptoe in the deep end of another pool. I mean, you understand the analogy, right?
Yeah, I do.
And but belief is not something, you know, you might be saying, oh, well, hell, so I'll just believe that I'm going to do it, right? I'll just sit here and, you know, say, you know, affirmations to myself every day or something like that. Maybe that works for some people. That kind of thing never worked for me. Belief is such a bedrock thing for human beings. I think the only thing that creates belief is success, frankly. So then we have, well, so what are you going to do if you don't believe, okay, or you don't, you know, you don't believe sufficiently enough, but you want something to happen? Then we have to fall back on what I call proven patterns, okay? There's some proven patterns to sales. All sales, I don't care if you're selling Boeing airplanes. Of course, if you were doing that like right now, you might have a problem. But anyway, I
Yeah.
don't care if you're selling, you know, like IBM huge computer systems where, you know, it takes like a year to sell something. I don't care if you're selling shoes. All sales breaks down to the same. I mean, it's the same thing. It's pretty simple. You got to find people who might buy your thing. Of those people, you got to figure out who is actually interested in buying your thing. And then you got to talk to that person, i.e. a sales presentation. For you, it's just, you know, you just talk to them. You got to talk to that person about buying your thing. And then you got to tell them what to do about how to buy your thing. I mean, that pretty much in broad strokes covers all sales. So you got to find people who might want to buy your thing. Of those people, you got to figure out who really is interested in buying your thing. Those are real prospects. You got to present your thing to those people somehow, and then you got to tell them what to do, where to buy, how to, and actually sell them the thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, you do that very, very naturally, but most human beings do not do this very, very naturally because the stars did not align when they were born. And also, Jeanne, a lot of people don't know this about you, but you have led a very entrepreneurial life for many, many years before the internet was even born.
Yes.
So in other words,
Yeah.
you have like massive experience compared to the average human being of charting your own course, building your own businesses, you know, having some of them work, some of them fail. But I mean, you understand that deal on a cellular level that most people don't. All
I
right,
do.
because I mean, in
And
other words, you have an enormous amount of experience. Yes, go ahead.
I'll tell you this about my dad. You talked about your dad being in sales. My dad was too, sort of, and then for real. But he was a pastor. And so he was a great communicator.
Hmm.
And, he was selling a message. If you want to look at preaching like that, he was selling a message. And he was quite good at that. And he was very successful. Now, when he retired from that, the ministry as vocation, he started selling other things like, financial things and mutual funds, and he jumped to the top of
Sure.
everything he ever did. He was a perfect example of the Peter principle. They would promote him beyond where they should have, and then he was like, I don't want to do this. This is administration work. And so until his death in 1989, he was a jam up salesperson.
Uh-huh.
And and so I did, get it all my life listening to him do that, and I'm so grateful for that, because I'm so much like him. There wasn't a shy bone in his body. But I think it does help when you've had role models like that. But that's, Lee, that's what you and I do or want to do for the people who buy our stuff. We want to be good role models. But it's hard sometimes when you got 500 new people coming at you saying, what do I say? What do I say? I mean, that almost takes my breath away. So I'm so glad you're doing
Right.
this
So
webinar where
let's
we can talk some
I know
basics.
it's really cool. This is really my wheelhouse. We are in my wheelhouse at the moment. So let's do
That's
this.
awesome.
The way I help people, so I do a lot of group coaching stuff, which I love to do because I basically get paid to teach and help
Yeah.
people actually learn this stuff, right? So this is what I try to leave. This is what I try to give to people. They're okay. So you take like you were in the restaurant with Leon. You strike up a conversation just naturally. You end up in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. The guy calls you and says, talk to me about marketing. I know that you told me you were on the road going somewhere. You guys travel a lot. You were on the road going somewhere. You saw, I think it was a guy's plumbing van or something on the expressway with you or something like that. You just called them, like you just got
Yeah.
your phone out and called the guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I just passed your truck. Yeah.
yes, I have actually done a lot of that myself. Uh, And that's really, really cool. And you just kind of do this in a very, very natural way, in the same way that someone like Barry Bonds or some like, Babe Ruth or somebody like that swings the bat, hits the ball, it leaves the park. And that's, and that's where it stops. It's a little hard for them to break it down into little steps because
Yeah.
it's a fairly complex
Yeah.
thing. But what I like to do with people is I like to give them a pattern. Notice I did not say the pattern. I said a pattern because there are tons of ways of doing this, all of which are slightly different. That's another thing that confuses the heck out of people. But I like to give people a pattern that will actually work. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Jeanne, one of the many reasons that I'm really, really excited about your social selling thing and, your social posting stuff and all that stuff is because it's visual. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
there is no, to quote Ricky Ricardo, splaining to do, right?
No
I
explaining to
mean, it's just
Lucy.
like, there you go. It's just like, here's your Facebook page. Now, folks, you wouldn't say this, but it sucks because nothing's happening. And here's an example of one where cool stuff is happening daily. Do you want me to make that happen for you? By the way, you're going to get a lot more business from doing that. I mean, that's really the crux of what you're doing.
Yeah. And for my folks, I don't know if the people on this webinar are in my crowd, but for my folks, I made a PowerPoint presentation and a little video for them to post on their Facebook page explaining in about 3 minutes why this is all important
There's that,
and
and that's really, really
why
cool.
they should care. Why they should care.
Right. There's that, and that's really, really cool. But let's make it even easier. Let's give let's give people like a 3 or 4 step thing that they don't even have to have any assets for, except an example Facebook page. That's the only thing I want these people to have. All right. And let's give people like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Do this, do
Okay.
that, do that, do that. Ask this, bam, you've got a sale, or you don't have a sale. All right. You know,
Hmm.
something that people could just trundle off and actually freaking do. Now,
And by the way, Ben and I give them sample Facebook pages. They don't even have to stop and learn the
hey
tech and
guys,
build
you don't
that.
have to set up your sample Facebook page. You probably should, just so you know what you're doing, but you don't have to set up your
Eventually,
sample
but
Facebook.
right
No,
now,
you can
you'll get
point
a
to one
sale.
of theirs. So like I said, all selling. I mean, a lot of times if you're selling bigger stuff, especially stuff that has a really long sales cycle, like computer systems for IBM or something, because one of the many jobs I had when I was working my way through college was working for IBM. But if you're selling something like that, it's got a lot of different decision makers involved and stuff like that. Yeah, that's one thing, but you're not doing that, folks. You're selling one easy to understand thing to one decision maker, period, right?
Right, right.
Now, so you got to have a universe of people who might buy your thing, all right? You
Yep.
need to be able to somehow figure out who is currently interested in perhaps buying your thing. Those are called prospects. So leads, prospects, and then you need to be able to very quickly give them a very quick sales presentation about how to buy your thing. So let's
Hmm.
do this.
Okay.
Uh, this particular product, okay, Ben and Jeanne's product, it's about selling social media posting services to chiropractors. So our first step is
Hmm.
already solved, guys, okay? The universe of people who might be interested in your thing is chiropractors. That's a done deal. Now, all you got to do is you need to, of all those chiropractors, like, I don't know how many there are, 10, 20, 30,000 in the United States, something like that. A lot.
Mm, at
So
least, yeah.
at least, probably more. I mean, every time I turn around, I see another chiropractic business.
Hmm.
So now, that's the universe of people who could be interested in buying your thing. Now, you need to make that much smaller and start getting a short list of people who very, very well might want to buy your thing. So, Jeanne, you and I have talked a lot about you're building this kind of business that you're building and the various niches that you're building it. You've been so nice to share this whole thing with me for about a year, and I've really watched with excitement. You build this up to a really, really cool income. One thing that you told me that was really important was targeting.
Yeah,
So
I call
let's
it
talk.
uh, gathering intel. Yeah.
Let's talk about gathering intel because Gene, you could, I mean, a person could, I mean, if you guys, if you really wanted to just beat this thing into submission by working your rear end off, you could just Google chiropractors, your city, and start at the top and call them all the way down to the bottom. That's actually how I started my own business, was doing that. That will work, actually. It is a brutal way of doing things. So let's take this another step. Okay, so Jeanne, let's talk about, we're talking about chiropractors here, and we want to pick out who would be good to approach of the world of chiropractors. Tell me what you do tell me what you've gone through when you look at your computer screen and say, I need to get in touch with that person because they really need my deal.
Well, I have kind of a high-end tool that, in fact, I just promoted it, and it's still selling like crazy, but it scrapes chiropractors in certain places you can choose, and this tool also tells me who is not posting actively to Facebook, which I find extremely valuable. If I didn't have a tool like that, and this is what I used to do before I found this tool, I would just start looking around at an area, and I would go to their Facebook pages. I can actually go to Facebook and put chiropractors in Charlotte, North Carolina, for instance.
There you go. So go to
And
Facebook. Okay, guys,
yeah,
online. All right, now you just Google this. Top 200 cities in the United States. There are lists out the yin yang of the top 200 cities out in the United States. I'm just making, I'm no brainerizing this for you guys. So you go to Facebook, you start at the bottom of that list or the top. I don't care where you start. Just start in some meaningful way, and you're Googling chiropractors, whatever's at the bottom. I don't know. San Antonio is not a huge city, chiropractors,
Lee,
uh,
I will
whatever,
say
right?
this. I find some of the most responsive people and easy to talk to are the ones in the not so big cities.
Yep, that's true because they're not hit up all the time because they're not,
That's right.
it's
I
not
mean,
like they're in
I'd
LA
much
or
rather go
somewhere.
to
Yeah.
I'd much rather go to Florence, South Carolina and look for them than to look in Charleston.
We might have to extend that top
Although,
200 list to be the top 300 for Florence.
yeah, 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 you would. Or you just look at here's how I have started everything, including the phone business that I own, the automated messaging service.
Uh-huh.
I've owned that for 5 years. Here's how I start in a concentric circle with me in the middle. And
Love
so
it.
I first look around in my own area. And then I say, okay, what's 30 miles out? Well, I've got Georgetown, North Myrtle Beach, Conway. Then I a little further away, I got Florence and Marion and Dillon and then let's see, now I've got Columbia and Greenville and Aiken and I haven't even
Yeah.
talked about any cities you know about.
Not unless you live around there.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
start with me at the center and move out because one of the things that Ben taught me a couple years ago was what he calls the donut drop. And this is how he built his social content business. He did not present himself as a chiropractor, although he is. He just said, "Hi, I'm Ben Atkins," and he would, go out and get a half a dozen boxes of donuts, handwrite a note, stick it on the box, and maybe put a business card on there, although sometimes that's not even necessary. And you just walk in, you find out the receptionist's name. Oh, Betty. Betty, it's so good to see you. I'm Ben Atkins, and I own blah, 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 a marketing company here in town. I just wanted to drop these off for you and enjoy and talk to you later. And you walk out, no pressure. And then when you follow up, you remember Betty's name. and you can go on Facebook and contact them, or you can call them. Hey, remember me? I dropped the donuts off the other day. That's probably the quickest and easiest way to close something. But if you're working out, I don't expect you to drive 100 miles to go drop donuts off, but that works very well in your own community.
Well, that's a
You ever
proven
heard of
business.
that?
Yeah, that's a proven business model because that's actually how the pharmaceutical business, a multi-billion-dollar business, actually works, is going to
Yeah,
offices and giving them crap to eat, and that way they like you. Honestly.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but let's
Uh,
make it even easier. Okay, so let's
okay,
suppose that the person, because I want these guys to be able to build a business from anywhere. In other words,
right.
if they're not surrounded by a bunch of chiropractors. Now, and I don't want them to have to drive. So, number one, let's get a short list of good businesses to contact somehow. All right. So let's say
Yeah,
that,
start with 10. Start with 10, Lee. 10, find 10 a day.
oh God, if you found 10 a day and if you actually contacted those, the whole issue is solved, frankly. If you if
It
you did it
is. And
consistently.
then you have to find, I call my method the sniper method, not the bomber method. I don't
Uh-huh.
send hundreds of cold emails. That's just
I love
ridiculous.
this. Yeah, that's
So,
usually a bunch
and
of crap.
when I do send email, it's a hybrid of my personalization strategy anyway,
Okay, this is
because
very cool.
I'm
We're getting
yeah,
somewhere
you can
now.
send email, but you better have something personal to say. Like, I remember when I was doing
Okay,
roofers, and
Gene.
I would find, yeah,
No, keep talking. We're
okay,
just going to get this
I
down to brass
remember,
tacks. I don't want any freaking excuses from anybody.
okay,
Okay, I'm
all
on
right,
Facebook. Now, I live in Atlanta, which
yep.
is, close to you. I actually do know where all those little cities are. But anyway,
You do.
pick a city. Aiken?
Um, Gainesville, Georgia.
I have to know how to spell Gainesville.
Esville, Georgia. Make sure it's not Florida.
Well,
There's a
Gainesville,
Gainesville,
Georgia
Florida.
chiropractor, right?
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
So,
Look, guys, see how easy this is? I'm on Facebook,
mm-hmm.
Gainesville, Georgia chiropractor. Gene, we want, we're going to just do this together and we're going to build a list of, this is your sniper method. In other words, there's no sense in going
Yep.
after somebody that doesn't need your service, right?
That's right. That's right.
So
Don't
look,
waste your email.
we've got all of these, we got businesses here and all this stuff. So,
Mm-hmm. The Gainesville's kind of small. You may not get 10 out of here,
well, I
but
mean, we're not going to
uh,
get 10 because we only got 4 on Facebook at the moment. Oh, it says see all. Hang on.
oh, okay, yeah,
I got all these little, when you go to webinar, you got all these little boxes in front of you. You can't see
yeah. And
crap.
that guy's he's in Dawsonville, which is right out. Oh, he's
It's
on
close enough.
Dawsonville Highway. Yeah,
Okay, so we got some. All right. Uh,
yeah.
so look, so let's say here I am,
Just pick
and
one. Just pick one.
there, $20 chiropractic
Go
Gainesville.
there. Yeah.
I clicked on it. Look, Facebook.com, $20 Gainesville, $20 chiropractic. Now we're trying to see if this person needs to go on your list.
Right.
So
So let's scroll down and see when the
scrolling
last
down.
post he made. Yep. He needs to clear out his photo files, but that's already something that they don't know.
So what do you think about this person?
Well,
See,
I can't tell yet. You're going to have to say see all again.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Bueno.
let's go down and see when the last time he actually posted. Oh my gosh, he needs help already.
Yeah, this is
Um,
hideous.
is he ever posting? Oh, wait a minute.
I don't
You're
think
on
he's.
photos. Go over here and go to home.
Oh, okay, it landed on photos.
Yeah.
Again, I got these two big windows that I constantly have to move around to see
Yeah.
what the heck is going on. Photos.
Okay, so let's
No,
go
no,
on
I mean,
down.
I am down. Look,
Gosh,
see,
is he not
I'm down.
posting?
He's not posting jack. Posts. Well, let's go to post.
Wait, yeah, let's look at posts.
See if that'll work. Okay,
It's usually not that.
nothing.
He has no
Okay,
post.
yeah. So
Oh,
I mean,
he's a
it's
perfect
usually
candidate.
okay. So right off the bat, this guy, whoever this is, $20 chiropractic Gainesville, goes on your list of the 10 that you're going to contact tomorrow. Don't worry about how you're going
And
to contact them. We're going to make that a
well,
no-brainer too.
I
Okay.
go ahead and make a spreadsheet and click on the about. Let's see if it gives any kind of contact information. Over, yeah. Let's see what it
And
says.
that's such a look. Here we go. Dawsonville Highway, blank, bam. Okay, so you're
There's his
you're going
phone
to get a
number.
spreadsheet. Hang on. I again, I mean, it may seem like I'm, it's just sort of, is that the PowerPoint? Where's my spreadsheet? And it may seem like I'm like pretending like y'all are in kindergarten, but I really don't want to give you any reason not to do this. Jeanne, I believe in your business model more than anything I've seen in the decade that I've been doing this.
Wow.
I have no
I'm
idea what the
humbled
hell
because
crap is.
you are the bomb.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so spreadsheet. But Lee, I don't have Windows. Okay, I mean, go get Open Office. It's free. Sorry to do the whiny voice. I used to be a school teacher also.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Yeah. Open office and listen, if you are such an online dummy that you can't do this, no disrespect meant, write it down.
$20 chiropractic. We're making a spreadsheet, Jeanne.
Yeah.
Okay, because
But
we
they
because
could
we
write it down on a notepad if they don't know how to use it. You
you could
could.
write it down. Personally, I like spreadsheets because I can just tick stuff off as I email, et
Oh,
cetera, et
listen,
cetera.
if you cut me, I'd bleed Excel.
So, look, guys, is this hard? Now, granted, we're sitting here talking while we're doing this, and it gets all weird. I mean, no, okay, so I'll
Make
straighten it out
B,
for you.
yeah, make B go out
Okay,
there.
and,
Yeah.
where am I? Okay, so here, and
Yeah.
we're going to get
Well,
there, get that. I mean, obviously, everybody on here can copy and paste stuff, okay?
yep.
And did that come out with some Facebook crap? Yes, it did. Let's do that
Yeah,
again.
that's not, yeah, that's not really what you want.
It's not what I
Um,
want. It's just
no,
it
they
came
don't
up
have
with
their
the Facebook
website
crap.
here. They don't have their website here, so I would just put their phone number on here, and
Okay,
then you could go to Google and check out for the
there you go.
Facebook.
Okay, so
Yep.
well, we'll do that in a second. Now I'm sitting
Okay.
here talking while I'm doing this, so that means it's taking me like 4 times as long as it would you.
Yeah.
And we're going to Google this. Okay, copy that.
Yep.
Let's go up here. I'm on Chrome, so all I got to do is pop it in there. Here they
And looks
are.
like
There's
they are.
there's
Now,
there's
get
their
rid of your address.
website. Here's the
You
one
don't
in
need your
Gainesville.
address. Yeah.
Here's the one in
And
Gainesville.
there's
Blah
his
blah
phone
blah.
number.
So we got
Let's
everything. I
see.
already got his phone number.
Yeah, so you put his
Phone number
website
right
in
there.
there, you put his phone
Yep.
number, you got that. Hey, now check and see if the phone number on Facebook is different from the one on Google. It looks
No,
like
it's
it
the
might
same thing.
be.
Oh, really?
Is it? Okay.
I think
I
it's the
don't know.
same. 252-5332.
Okay. Yeah.
252-5332.
Oh,
We're
okay.
good. So
Yeah.
guys,
Looking at it
I
wrong.
mean, okay, that took a little while because Jean and I are talking, right? How long, if 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 you were me and if you would just shut up, not you, but me, how long would it take me to find 10 of those? I don't know. Maybe we just
15
got
minutes?
lucky, Jean. Do you think we just got lucky? Let's see.
No,
I don't
no,
either.
they're there.
Having looked at oops, wrong. Having looked at a ton of stuff on here.
Yep. And there's
Yeah, here we go.
Watkins
Watkins Total
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Well, let's take a look at them. Dr. Jose Guevara. Let's take a look at Dr. Jose. Now, I mean, there's some efficiencies. You can open up several tabs and say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and all that stuff. So let's just go to posts here. We'll get Jose going. Little slow because I got, go to webinar. That's landing on the posts. Well, here we go. Posts.
Yeah.
And Watkins.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
Watkins.
yeah, those are the girls. Okay.
It's coming in.
Um,
Okay, so 9 hours ago. All right. Post 9 hours ago.
let's see what that post says. Um,
Well, it's just
Nothing.
Watkins Total Healthcare. It just says check out Watkins Total Healthcare.
Yeah. Let's see if they have anything
Article in.
meaningful.
Yeah. So okay. So now
November the 8th. That was Patient Appreciation Day. So that's
November
been
the
what?
8th. That was 4 days
4 days.
ago, and we got a picture here.
Yeah, that's
We're just
decent.
kind of scrolling down. November the 8th, more stuff. Remember to
See, they don't
vote
know
for
what they're doing.
something.
They don't know what they're doing.
Do we feel, do we want to approach these guys?
Yeah, because Facebook actually, Lee, I don't know whether you know this, but Facebook actually returns a 3-pack when you search for like chiropractor in Gainesville on your mobile phone. They'll deliver a 3-pack
Yes.
now based on activity. And if your
Right.
activity is not, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, you're not going to show up there. So, I mean, this
Okay.
is cute
So
stuff. They're trying, but there's nothing
so
educational and there's nothing daily.
okay. So guys, in other words, they're trying, they are posting some stuff. They're not doing it enough to trigger the 3-pack thing on mobile. And Jeanne, I mean, do you ever go sit down at a laptop and search for stuff? I don't. I do it on my phone, right? So does
Yeah, I do
everybody
too.
else in the United States.
Yeah.
So, and they're not doing it daily. So we got another one to go on our list. Now let's look at Dr. Jose. Dr. Jose here.
He's rather
Well, I
handsome.
can already tell you. May the 28th of
Oh, May
2017 was his last post.
2017. Oh my gosh.
Or perhaps that was pinned or something, because here's, okay, well, look, Dr. Jose's just screwing up all over the place. I mean, he's trying to do cool stuff. He's got a, video, Facebook video here, but it's
Yeah,
August.
and here's the thing. They know it's important and they meant well.
Yeah.
And when I
That
talk to
slurping
people, I
sound,
just say,
guys, is one of my rescue dogs slurping, so just ignore that.
oh, I miss mine. I've been away from home about 10 days now.
July. I mean, look, he's trying.
He
But,
is.
the guy's
He
got
knows
to
it's
deal with patients and he's got to run a business. He does not have time to screw around with posting stuff on Facebook.
And here's another little sales trick that I use, Lee. When I talk to these people, I say, I can tell from your reviews, and I always make sure they don't have terrible reviews before I say this. I can tell from your reviews that you are a serious healthcare provider, and your patients, taking care of your patients is obviously the number one thing that you do. Well, helping you is the number one thing that I do.
I like that. That's why we're going to come up with a sample email here in just 1 second. That's why I pulled this up.
Okay.
So guys, we're 3 for 3. Okay. And Jeanne, we discussed that all they need is 10 per day, 10 targets. We looked at 3. We've got 3 targets. This is your sniper method. All 3 of these people are screwing up somehow. Some of them are screwing up every which way, right?
Yep.
Now, these people need your help. Those chiropractor businesses are very competitive. I mean, you literally, right around where I live in Atlanta, you cannot swing a dead cat without hitting a chiropractor. There are too many of them and not enough backs that need help, right? So they need your help. There's a ton of them. They're screwing up. They can't do this. You can see that there's a world of businesses to approach. You can make your 10 per day list. So personally, I would do this busy work at night, just to get ready for tomorrow. I'd
Yep.
be on here at night. It's going to take you literally 15 minutes to get 10, but I'd be on here at
Yep.
night. I would keep track of the cities, 200 top cities, 500 top cities in the United States, whatever. I would have a list. I would go through that. I would just be really organized about it. You can start where you live. You don't have to. You can start halfway across the country. Nobody cares. But
Right.
just be very organized about it, because consistency of prospecting will beat brilliance at prospecting all day long. I
All
mean,
day long.
you can take a person who could not sell their way out of an open paper bag, and if they're prospecting consistently, they're going to beat you if you are Mr. and Ms. Brilliant salesperson. I've seen it in industry after industry after industry. So we got our short list, Jeanne. Okay, so let's,
Mhm.
I'm not that one, this one. We're going to put 10. Okay, you're going to do this in the evening. We're going to put 10 on here. Now, tomorrow, what are we going to do? Probably want to get
Well,
their,
there's several
probably want to
different
search for
things.
their email address and pop that on here too.
Yeah, if you can, I mean, also got a tool
Yeah,
on LinkedIn where it'll scrape person.
well, there's that. Yeah,
It's called BizBoom or something, and so I might look on, I can look on Manta.com. I can see how many staff they have.
mhm.
Uh, I can see how much revenue they're generating. I can see how much they spend on marketing. Manta.com will give you an enormous amount of intel,
Okay.
and it's
So
free. Yeah.
free,
So
MANTA. Let's
yep,
again.
Manta. You want to do it?
I'm
Yep.
no brainerizing this whole thing. Manta. Okay. I'm looking
So
for
I'm looking for chiropractor,
chiropractor
over
in
here, Gainesville, Georgia.
Gainesville, Georgia.
Yep. And hit go.
Here we are.
And
Yet
looks,
another way of finding a bunch of
uh,
them, right?
yep. He may not be on here, but let's just pick one that is to show you what you can
Okay, well,
find.
let's just look at KLS chiropractic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the sniper method is we're doing the sniper part of what you do, Jeanne. We are using the internet in an intelligent way
Mhm.
to sort of suss out all that
Yep.
we can find out about these people, because we don't want to waste our time reaching out to businesses that don't need us, correct?
Now I can tell that because it says add business, they're not really
Yeah,
using
right.
Manta, although
They're not
Manta's
doing jack
scraping them.
anyway.
Go down to the bottom of this and see if there's anything.
Trying to see if there's some
Mm,
with some reviews.
nah, there's not going to be a whole lot there. But if you hit on one that actually has his business listed, you're going to see all this info in like a black footer box at the bottom, and amazing amount of information. Uh, okay, see, they're using Manta. Okay, now let's see. There is their email.
Hmm.
Um, there's the phone number. Is there anything under that? Yeah, keep
Email,
on
phone
going.
number, website.
Scrolling.
Well,
Yeah,
let's do
scroll down.
this. Sorry about that. Hold on.
Yeah, scroll down a little more.
Right here.
No, it's not. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes this will give you way more information down here
Huh?
in that darker box at the bottom.
Well, let's do this. Let's come
So,
back to Facebook.
and by the way, the joint is the only one that is nationally connected with each other. So when I'm traveling, I could go anywhere that has a joint and get an adjustment. And I've been in chiropractic care for over 40 years. Um, so I could walk in there and I don't have to go get x-rays
I don't
again.
even know if they're
I
on
should be
Facebook.
looking. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
look,
know.
Gainesville, Georgia, the Joint Chiropractic. I'm not finding.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they won't have one in
Here we
Gainesville.
go. Here
You
we go.
know.
Here we go. Let's try this. Let's open that up. Gainesville, the Joint Chiropractic
Oh
Gainesville.
yeah.
Okay, now let's see if these guys are a possibility.
Or they've got some good graphics there. So
Good
let's see. They
graphics? Yeah.
yesterday.
Okay.
Oh,
So
you know
the
what?
10th was
And
the day
they
before. Huh?
they've got their logo watermarked onto some of those.
Huh?
Um,
So they're doing pretty good, right?
yeah, I wouldn't mess with them.
Okay, so forget them. But anyway, you guys got the
Yeah,
idea. You can use Facebook itself. You can use Manta. You are going to have to, I mean, the sniper method is you're just not spraying and praying, right? I mean, you are
right,
specifically looking for businesses who need you, and those are ones that are not posting, ones that are posting some but not a lot, and ones that are just posting stuff that really does not help the business. Like we saw, what was it? Was it
right.
this one that was posting?
Pictures of a costume party. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's cute and all that. They just don't know what to do, right?
No, they
I
don't.
mean,
They're
okay,
trying.
they're posting this thing that doesn't even fit the window several
And they
times.
don't know that they need
They're
a
trying.
picture in the
Right.
little circle.
They're trying, but they need your help. So you're going to make a short list of
And a
those, 10 per day. Now,
a
huh?
good foot in the door on this one would be to make a social cover for them.
Okay. Well, I,
Because
I want to
I
come out of this webinar with one thing for people to do. I'm a great believer in the
okay,
number one. Okay.
the
One
one
product,
thing. There's a
one
book
way of
about that.
prospecting,
You get
one way of selling it, one way of fulfilling it, and one way
yeah.
of upselling. So we got our
Now
list.
this might be too deeply, but I will tell you something that I did when I was selling high ticket things. I did this. It would still work, although I don't know if it's all that necessary. But I would find out who the owner was, like these people's
Yeah,
names. They're on here. Or
sure.
Jose, okay, and I would go find his personal Facebook page,
You
and
can
I
do
would
all
get
that.
information. Yeah,
Now,
and
so
that way, when I
folks,
talk to him, I can say, "Hey, I see you went to Clemson.
right. So
My
let's talk
my
about that.
nephew's graduated." Yeah.
We'll get to the Clemson part in a minute. Let's talk about that. So
All right.
what Jeanne was saying, in other words, look up more information. Guys, you're going to have to learn to balance this because remember I said you want to reach out to 10 per day consistently from now until when you either retire or die. All right? Like forever.
Yep.
So you got to balance it. In other words, you could spend like 4 hours figuring out absolutely everything, and that would be stupid. That's not going to work for a business.
Right.
You want to spend basically, I would say, to find 10 prospects. Sometimes it's easier just to send out the email than it is to do more searching for more information, right? So, I mean, you're just going to have to learn to balance this for yourselves. So, somewhere on the dial between I know absolutely everything about the business on one side and I know nothing about the business. I'm just going to send them a stupid cold email on the other side. Somewhere in the middle there is your sweet spot, and you're going to have to find that out for yourselves because you all run slightly different businesses. And you're in slightly different parts of building, slightly different places in building your business. But you want to get this down to where you can do your you can do your get ready to do your prospecting. This is making your list of 10 every day, or pick the weekend and make 50. I don't care what you do, but
Yeah.
10, right? Let's just say you're doing it daily. You want to do that, and I personally would not want to spend more than an hour per day doing that. I think if you're spending more than an hour per day doing that, you're probably screwing up. Now, let's say that you've got this, and let's say what? Oh, okay. Let's say we found that person's email. So we can hunt and peck around and find that person's email. So Jeanne, we're just going to email people. That's all we're going to do. I know that you and I would probably pick up the phone and call them. Okay. But I also know
Even
that. Huh?
Well, listen, Lee, let's not discount snail mail.
Ah, let's do this.
Because I've got a whole big training on snail mail and how it's extremely effective.
Well, snail mail is wonderful because who uses that anymore, right?
Well, I do.
I do too, and it is truly wonderful. So let's say now we're going to reach out to them. Let's just write down because everybody can write their own email. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and write your email for you, or everybody can write your own thing that you put in an envelope for snail mail. Gene, I want to cover what should go in the initial contact.
Um,
What do you want to get across to these people?
I am looking up my own right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Um, wait a minute. I need to be on Facebook. Hold on. Because I have this saved on here. And there's no sense me reinventing the wheel here.
Let's don't reinvent any wheels.
No. All right. Files. Let's see here. Recording, link creative presentation. Letter for snail mail. Here we go. Because I've already written out. All right. Here we go. Let me open it. It's going to save it on the desktop. There we go. Okay. This says, Dear Dr. So-and-so, I'm writing to you because I believe that you are the owner of blah, blah, blah chiropractic. Or I could say the clinical director or, just whatever seems to fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually, if you know this, you can use it because, I do more research than what we're telling these folks to do.
Okay, did y'all hear that?
Here's
So wait. Gene does more research. So Gene, you slant to the doing more research side of things.
Yeah, because I do it quickly because I know what I'm looking
I
for.
know, and yeah, exactly. And these guys will too once they do it for a few days. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really not that hard. It's
right. But
difficult to
I said,
talk about it while you're doing it, but it's
yeah,
really pretty
and
easy to
here's
do.
what
So
I said.
please,
You've been in business a long time and you have a great website. You also have
okay,
a Facebook
so
page. And see, you didn't show them, but on that Facebook page, you can tell by a couple clicks how long they've had that page. And so I said,
okay.
you've been in business a long time and you have a great website. You've also had a Facebook page since 2009. Good move. Did you know that Facebook is one of the top places people look when they're searching for a reliable chiropractor? But I noticed something. And then I take a screenshot and make a little red arrow where it points to the last post they made.
There you
It
go.
says, I noticed something. Take a look below. And I use a free tool called Jing. It is so easy to use. I use it multiple times a day. Take a little screenshot, draw a little red arrow, save it, boom, copy it, put it right in your mail, okay, on your letter. And it says, you haven't posted on your Facebook page since April the 5th. And then I say, Facebook gives priority to showing the pages of chiropractors that have active pages. And by active, I mean posting daily. Now, I know you're busy serving your patients and running your office staff, and you don't have a lot of time to search out good content and keep your page active. I have a Facebook posting service designed especially for chiropractors, and I will take over all that tedious task of posting daily on your Facebook page with interesting, engaging, and educational content with beautiful graphics along with some text.
Go
It's
over that
all for
sentence.
a very,
Okay, slow down.
our
I have a
face,
posting service designed especially for chiropractors. I love the way you really embellished what you did. So can you tell me that last sentence?
uh, I have a Facebook posting service designed especially for chiropractors,
Yep.
and I will take over that tedious task of posting daily on your Facebook page with interesting, engaging, and educational content with beautiful graphics along with some text. This is all for a very affordable price. In fact, it's so low you'll wonder if I'm kidding. I'll
Hold
arrange
on.
for a
Hold on.
demo for you if you'll give me just a few minutes of your time.
This is all for what?
A very, in capital letters, affordable price. In fact, it's so low you'll be wondering if I'm kidding.
I love this.
Then I say, I'll arrange for a demo for you if you'll give me just a few minutes of your time. Looking forward to hearing from you. Here's my personal cell phone number. If I miss your call, just leave me a message or text me and I'll call you back soon. Sincerely, Jeanne Kolenda. And then my little sample company is called Chiropractor's Best Friend. And I named it, I signed it Chiropractor's Best Friend, Social Posting, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's all very personal. It's
Love it.
not on letterhead. It's the letter. I'm signing it. You could use this. The same stuff can go in an email.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a beautiful letter, by the way. I just love all of this. But yeah, guys. So you could do this email, you could do this snail mail. So Jeanne, do you ever snail mail and email?
Oh yeah, I usually don't do them at the exact same time.
Okay.
I'll maybe send the snail mail and then send an email or a Facebook message that says, "Hey," and usually I'll put a little gimmick in the mail in the little 9 by whatever size envelope. I like that half size. And I've experimented with different colors and what have you, but I handwrite them while we're watching a movie at night. I've got a little list and I just handwrite them. And I may stamp confidential on it or something.
Yeah, I got it.
I put my own return address label. I get those labels from St. Jude's Hospital
Sure.
and March of Dimes, and I just, got those coming out the yin yang. So I'll put my name on there. So it's all personal. And then I might put a little tiny compass in there that just costs pennies. And it'll
Mhm.
say, I may start my letter by saying, it looks like you're a little lost.
Yeah, yeah. So you can doll up the letter some, make it lumpy mail.
Yeah, but
I want to make sure that these
even just,
people understand that they don't have to do that.
no, no.
Because
But
really
if
what
you
I would
did
like
do
to
that,
see, I would like to see. Uh-huh.
well, I was going to say, I think the same thing, same place you're going. Send an email like this and follow up with a phone call or follow up with a
Okay.
Facebook message, then follow up with a phone call.
Guys,
I mean, just
did you see what I
choose an
wrote out
order.
here on the spreadsheet? I mean, this is the way I prospect. Okay. I don't do it exactly the same order. The order really doesn't matter. Okay.
No, it
You
doesn't.
got 4 touches here. Okay. Snail mail, send that. A couple of days later, Facebook message, couple of days later, email, couple of days later, phone call. The phone call, Jeanne, I was going to say how I would do the phone call, but let me ask you how you would do a follow-up phone call at this point.
Well, I will say this, and it's a little extra step. Sometimes I'll just call the office for no reason and just say, "Oh, thanks for taking my call. And who am I talking to?" And they'll say, "Jessica. Hey, Jessica, I just wonder what your hours are there." Something. Now I've got Jessica's name.
Right.
And when I do go back to this list here that you've shown, and I make a phone call. I can say, um, hey, this is Jeanne with Chiropractor's Best Friend, and I sent you something in the mail, and actually, I've had I had an opportunity to call your office, and I spoke with Jessica, and she sure is great on the phone. Kudos to y'all for hiring Jessica.
I love that. I would probably personally do, guys, it's not right or wrong, it's just different.
No,
Uh,
it's not right or
but if you're
wrong.
going to choose one of us to go with for this particular business, choose Gene. But I would probably just call up at, I'd probably send snail mail, Facebook message, email, and then I would call up and say, just, yeah, hi, this is Lee Cole. Who am I talking to? I always do that. That's just a good thing to do. Jessica, well, hey, Jessica. Well, listen, I've been sending you guys some information about, your Facebook page and how my business can help you with that. Um, did you get that?
And you
And
asked Jessica, I was wondering if you could help me.
there you go. There you go.
Everybody loves to help.
And Jessica's going to be very confused. Okay, Jessica is thinking, oh, Jesus, a salesperson. But, because I'm being so polite, she's going to be polite.
Yeah.
But she's very confused. And she says, well, I don't really know. And, I say things, Gene, you'll understand this. At this point, I would say, listen, Jessica, I really appreciate the help. Thank you so much. That gets her on my team, right? And then I would say, well, who in your office would have been the person to get this information? Because frankly, y'all actually do need some help with your social media. You actually do, and we got a business that can really help you. But who in your office
Who would have
would be
opened
the
that?
person to talk to about this,
Who would have opened that
right?
mail? Yeah.
Bam, right? Who would have opened that? And then you get that person, and then you ask if, I hope y'all are taking notes, and then you ask if that person is available right now. 9 times out of 10, they aren't. And then you get that person's direct email, and then you get that person's direct phone number, or it's the same phone number with, the extra numbers you type in to actually go to their phone, right? And then what I do is I start it over again. I'm going to send some combination of the same stuff to that person. See, because now I know I got the decision maker, right? And I actually put the
Yeah.
decision maker's name on my
Or you
spreadsheet.
could say, Jessica, I'm going to send this again and and put it to your attention so
You can
you
do
can
that.
make sure it gets
Yes. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to do. You can say, Jessica, well, listen, I really appreciate your helping me. And this, by the way, this is going to help your business a lot. Can I just resend this and just send it directly to you? Would that work? A lot of times,
yeah,
Gene, they're going to
perfect.
say, yeah, you could, but you really need to send it to so and so. You
Yep.
know,
There you
guys,
go.
if you're polite at this moment, which all of y'all will be, but if you're polite at this moment and you thank people for helping you and you don't try to ram it down their throats, 9 times out of 10, people are going to be very nice to you on the phone and they can be very helpful. And you're going to end up with either speaking with the decision maker at that moment or you're going to know how to get hold of the decision maker. So
That's
now,
right.
Gene, we have
Can I
gone
give you a couple?
from,
Can I give you a couple
oh,
just
please.
ninja tricks here? Okay.
Oh, ninja tricks. I love ninja tricks. Give me some ninja
Okay.
tricks.
If you're in person, and you probably won't be, but if you're in person, you look around and you see something to compliment them on. That is a
Yep.
beautiful piece of art on the wall, Jessica. Did
Yep.
you decorate in here? Now, if I'm a woman, I can say, oh, I love your purse. Where did you get that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
guys,
can't get away with that.
don't do this. Don't do this. But you could compliment the wallpaper, the art on the wall, something, and then just say, did you do this decorating? And then if I'm on the phone, I can say, Jessica, how long have you been there? Use their name. Jessica, how long have you been there? Oh, I've been here only about 6 months. And then you say, well, they sure are lucky to have you. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Compliment the other person. Absolutely. Compliment
Absolutely.
them. Thank them for their help. Get them on your team.
Love that Southern accent. I can tell you're a Southern girl like me.
There you go. There you go.
Something. So you got to find a hook somewhere.
Right, right. Now, so you got this far, okay? You put them, you got 10 of these per day. You're reaching out to them. So now you're running a little machine. Okay, day one, you're going to send out all your snail mails. Day two, you're going to send out all your snail mails for the next 10. Day three, you're going to go back here. You're going to send out your Facebook messages for the day one people and all your snail mails for day three. So you make it a little machine, right? You just keep track of it on your spreadsheet. And guys, if you do that, you're going to literally have more business that you're going to know what to do with. We've been on here an hour and 17 minutes, Gina. I told you it'd be an hour, and I really do appreciate your time.
That's
Matt,
okay.
yes.
I'm chilling out in my hotel room here in
Okay, cool.
Sebring.
So, yeah.
Yep, I'm
So,
good.
yes, Matt, this is recorded. I'll pop this up on YouTube, and you can hit me up in support and ask me for a link to it. Usually takes about a day for us to render it, et cetera, and put it up. But anyway, so Jeanne, now let's suppose that I'm talking to the person I need to talk to. Okay, because we talked all about how to figure out if we want to approach them, how to get their attention. Now I'm talking to Mary or Bob or Doctor whatever. They're the
Yep.
decision maker. It's got to be wham bam, right? You got to do it fast because they're on the phone. What do you say? And what
Hey,
are you
Dr.
going to say to them?
So-and-so. This is Jeanne Kolenda. I really appreciate a couple of minutes of your time. I have a company that provides excellent and very affordable social content posting just for chiropractors. Now I can say this, I don't know about you. I've been a chiropractic patient for over 40 years and I love what you guys do. I believe in it. That's why I focused on it. I believe in it. Now, I've done some homework and I've noticed that you meant well. You got a Facebook page, you knew it was important, but you're not posting on it regularly. And I know why. It's because you're concentrated on giving excellent health care to your patients. And with that same kind of dedication, I can say that I'm dedicated to helping chiropractors be freed up so that you can do what you do and I do what I do. I'd love to show it to you. Can I do that? You want to see it?
You get that, guys? Now I didn't write it down because we're talking about something that you do talking. So those of you looking at the replay, just read that. That was beautiful. Okay, just replay that and say your version of exactly the same thing. Don't reinvent the wheel. This lady actually is a remarkable world-class expert. Do what she does. Don't reinvent the wheel. Now, a lot of times people are going to say, yeah, I would like to really see what you're looking at. Then what are you going to do?
Okay. What's your personal email? I just want to make sure you get this. Then you get the personal email, see? Not the business email, you get the personal email. I am going, or you can jot it down. Go on Facebook and, but you say, I'd like to also send it to you by email as a reminder. Go
Huh?
to Magellan Chiropractic and you can see a sample of what I'm doing. Now that's Ben's sample chiropractic site.
Now, do you
And
want them
it's
to do this
loaded.
while you're on the phone, to actually go there while you're on the phone?
You can if it's not pressing him for time. And I will tell you this, chiropractors shut down between noon and 3 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
They do not see patients between noon and 3.
Right. So,
Now they also may not come to the phone. It just depends on what they
yeah,
do during those down hours. But chiropractic is a very physical job.
surely. Yeah.
It is, and they cannot do that 8 hours in a row.
So
So that's
guys,
why they shut down during the middle of the day. They take a break. They
I would
technically pay,
probably shorten that up some. I'm not quite as talkative as you are, but
right?
but if
Go
you're going to
for it.
listen to me or her, listen to Jeanne. But I would
No,
probably
I like
shorten that up and say,
you.
Dr. So-and-so, blah, 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 what Jeanne just said. Uh, could I show you a Facebook page? just an example Facebook page, something that your business could look like but would take none of your time? Could I just send you a link to
That's
that?
good. That's good. That's good, Lee.
Say, and then I would, yeah, Lee, go ahead and send me a link. What's your personal email address? I'll email it to you. And then I would, this is just what I would do. I'd email it over to them, but I would assume that we're going to look at it right now. Okay. I don't like calling people back. So
Right.
I'd say,
So
Dr.
you got a
So-and-so,
minute? Let's go
can
look
you
at
look
it.
at
Let's
that
go
on
look
your
at
phone?
it.
Huh?
Let's go look at it now. You got a minute?
Yep. Dr. So-and-so, would you mind just getting on your email on your phone and taking a look at that? Now, do you see what I'm talking about? You see that beautiful page? You see how it's been posted on every day? Just, you may not know this, but I'm pretty sure you know most people are looking for you on their phones. They're using Facebook to try to find you on their phones. And then I would pop in, Jeanne, your thing about the 3-pack. Did you know Facebook will reward you with better placement if you are posting stuff on there daily? You know, gee, I didn't know that. Okay, well, cool. Well, look, I know that'd be a pain in the neck for you. It's what we do for a business. We help people like you, honestly, at a price that you wouldn't even believe.
Oh,
How are
what
you
is
going
that?
to,
What is
huh?
that price?
What is your price, Jeanne? I don't want to steal your
Well,
thunder.
I've been charging $99 a month. Ben says that
Yeah,
I should look it up. And then if they just say we've also got some graphics that are animated that just for a few dollars more, I
there
might
you
charge them
go.
125 to
Yeah.
use animation every once in a while. So, I mean, the pricing is up to people. If you want to, have a total no-brainer, then you do it for $99.
There you
If
go.
you want to shoot for 199 like Ben's doing now, do that. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
So guys, look, again, we talked about fear. We talked about belief. If that's where you are, like, I really don't think I could do this. If that's where you are, then go for 99. Okay, just get some sales under your belt. Find out how freaking easy this is to do, because it's freaking easy. Now,
And no
Jane,
trials, no trials, no freebies.
yeah, no,
Because
no, no bullshit.
this takes 2 hours to set it up,
You
and you
don't
don't
need to
want to
tell
do
them.
it for free.
No, no bullshit. Now,
No.
Jane, so the guy says, yeah, this is pretty cool looking. How do you go from there to the close? What's the next thing you say? I know what I say. I have a standard thing that I say at this moment.
Oh,
What do you say?
I'd say, I can have this up and running in 2 days for you. You want to go ahead and get
Ooh,
started?
that's so close to what I say.
What
I
is
always
it?
tell people, are you ready to get going on this today?
Yeah,
Either one,
yeah.
guys. That's a necessary question, because that question bridges. Now, they don't really know this, and most people don't know this. And honestly, this conversation's happening very rapidly. You're talking about a minute or two conversation, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, that
And
bridges, that bridges the part of the thing that we would call the sales presentation to the close, which is, here's how much it is, here's how you pay me, here's what to expect next.
also, here's a little ninja trick.
More
If
ninja
you can
tricks.
ask the question so that no means yes, it's an easier close. And by that, I
You can do
mean,
that.
instead of saying, would you like to get started today? Well, the answer you want is yes. But what about if you said, do you see any reason why we can't go ahead and get this started?
You can do that. Personally, I don't do that. Okay, I'll tell you why I don't do that. Uh, because I feel like I need to take the prospect. This is old style selling, guys. But you know how old I am now. I feel like I need to take the prospect and slap them a little bit. Okay.
I'm older than you, dude. Come
I,
on.
I, I know you are. I know you are. But we're both so young at heart. So
Right.
the reason that I ask that question is an affirmative is if there's any crap, I'm bailing. Okay. It is more efficient for me personally to go on to the next prospect than to try
Yes,
to whip a dead horse and make it get up and go somewhere.
that's
Okay.
right.
That,
You're
so,
right.
so I lay it out there. You can do your thing, and I'm not saying your thing's bad. Your thing's great. I understand exactly what you're talking about with the negative thing, but I lay it out there. Are you ready to get going on this today? Yes or no? Very
I'm
clear.
ready to get
Not
started. Are
maybe.
you? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Um, and then they'll tell you, yeah, I've got a patient about 15 minutes. Well, is there somebody I should talk to finish this up besides you? Yeah, you can talk to Jenny or something like that. She'll get you going. I'll just yell over to her that we're going to do this. It's all cool.
Okay, cool.
Whatever. I mean, they're here at this point, your common sense takes over, and you need to tell them how to pay, what's going to happen. I'm going to send you an email with this link. You click on that, you sign up for blah, blah, blah. You do this, you do that. It's coming out of your account monthly. As long as it comes out of your account monthly, you're going to see these beautiful posts on your Facebook page every single day. Check up on them, because it's just going to look really, really beautiful. This is going to continue until you decide you don't want this. By the way, I've never had anybody not want this, because it's just going to affect your business so well. So you kind of shore up the clothes there a
That's
little
right.
bit.
And there's one more step in this, Lee,
Tell
and
me about it.
it can be taken care of after all the nailing things down takes place. In other words,
Yep.
after you got your payment information,
There you
you
go.
got but you've got to get them to add you as an editor or an admin on their Facebook page.
Right,
And you can
right,
walk
right.
them through that, but don't hit them up with that at the same time.
No, 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 no. Don't overwhelm them. Look, get them to pay, get their money, at which point they actually are going to answer the phone and talk to you when you call them back, because they've already paid you.
Yep.
Jeanne, we've gone from theory to mapping out a thing for these people that anybody can follow. We've got it down to where it's a mindless science. We've shown them how to target the right leads. They can do this really when they get, after you do this a couple of days, folks, going through the targeting of the leads, you can do this in 30 minutes. Get everything you need for tomorrow, right? We've got a spreadsheet set up. You don't have to do yours exactly the same way. We've shown you everything to do. Now, you folks need to go out and build this business, because this literally is the simplest business model that actually does work that I have ever seen in my entire life. Jeanne, this is pure genius.
Well, thanks to Dr. Ben, I learned it from him.
Yeah, but you kind of like put your spin on some things.
Well, I did, but I
You
mean,
perfected. You perfected.
I
Don't don't
borrowed I
don't.
borrowed his brilliance.
Yeah, don't take that away from yourself, guys. Jeanne, thank you so much. God bless you for staying on here with us for an hour and a half. Anybody have any questions? Because Jeanne needs to go out and enjoy the
Hey,
fact
Lee,
that
I'll send you when I get to where my desktop is at home, or maybe if I can remotely access it from here, I'll send you a copy of that letter.
that would be so beautiful. And I'll
Okay.
put that, what I'll do with this, guys, this is going to go up on YouTube, on my channel. If you don't, a lot of y'all are subscribed to my channel. If you're not subscribed, hit me up and support. I'll send you a link where you can go to the channel. I'll have this video. I'll have a link so that you can download Jeanne's letter. Please, I really want you to do this. Just stop everything and do this business. This will
Yep,
solve all your problems. No, no joke.
it will. It'll solve
We're not
problems.
joking. You
It'll
you can
solve problems
quit
you didn't know you
searching.
had.
You can quit searching. You have found the opening to the mine that has all the gold in it. Now, all you got to do is go in there and just start bringing out the gold nuggets. Okay?
That's right. It's a
Awesome. And
fun thing to do. You can do it while you travel around,
it's
sit at
beautiful.
home,
It's
at
beautiful.
night, whatever.
Anybody have any questions before we let this young lady go? Jeanne, I
I
think we're
love
good.
that.
I think we're good. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll send you a copy of this. Okay?
Great. I
And
love it.
you hear my baby barking?
I do. I miss mine.
Yeah. Sounds great, Jeanne. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your being on the phone call. And Jeanne, you have a great time in Florida.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
See y'all
Talk to you
later.
soon.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.